everybody, I'm so happy to see you here. In this video, I'll be showing you all the outfits I wear in 1 week and how I dress in a vintage style during winter in the countryside. This is my third video of this kind, however this cold weather edition is going to be slightly different since living in rural New Zealand, my way of dressing this season is less glamour and fur coats and rather mud and gumboots. My everyday winter wardrobe is mostly about practicality, which luckily intersects very well with 1940s style, which, if you're new here, is my favorite decade for fashion. But I do tend to dress more in my vintage-inspired outfits rather than wearing true vintage because, like I said, it is the muddy countryside. Now, let's get on with the video. Here is my week of vintage-style winter outfits. For a morning in town for a doctor's appointment, I wore something casual and warm. Brown lace-up flats, good for walking around in, black slacks, and a red wool coat over a white sweater. I also wore a white knitted hat. All of the garments are modern second-hand pieces. I wanted this outfit to not only keep me warm, but also to have the very specific combination of having a vintage look without standing out too much. This was one of those days where I just wanted to go about my day without drawing attention to myself. In these videos I always show you a little bit of my day, so let's do it again. After my appointment, I visited a local op shop where I was so lucky to find a whole rack of vintage clothing, mostly 1960s and 70s. I picked out a couple of pieces which I had to try on over my outfit because it was so cold. This dress had quite a pretty 40s look, but I didn't like how the fabric felt, so I put it back and instead bought this green two-piece, which I know would look very becoming with a belt. Back at home, Monday's outfit was also perfect for doing everyday tasks, such as feeding the horses. Tuesday was a very normal day, so I dressed for comfort and, of course, warmth. I wore a thick woolen sweater and these slacks in a checkered pattern. Once again, none of these pieces are vintage, but I think the outfit has a bit of a wartime land girl look to it nevertheless. I quite liked my hair that day, but unfortunately the winter air collapsed it rather quickly. Since I still can't work due to my struggle with vertigo, my day normally begins with doing housework. And pretty much every day I venture out into the mud and play with ice. I suppose looking at these clips it's easy to see why I'm so reluctant to wear true vintage in winter. Every single time I've come home covered in specks of mud. Still, I really enjoy spending time outside with ice, even if she gets disgustingly muddy every time. Here's my outdoor outfit. My trusty old gumboots that aren't so trusty anymore since they now have a massive hole in one heel, and this sturdy jacket that, at least according to its buttons, used to be worn in the New Zealand Air Force. Though anything but glamorous, this ensemble is the ideal thing to wear for doing my daily chores. And to finish off Tuesday, here's my pony Sid. You may recall from the other videos that at least once a week my brother and I drive up to visit our horses. Well, that's what Wednesday was for. I wore my paddock boots, these jodhpurs, which are really just thrifted trousers that I customized. I did make a video about the process if anyone's interested. A black button-up sweater and once again my Air Force jacket. Let's be honest, this outfit is rather ugly and is the least vintage inspired of the bunch, but I wore it more for functionality rather than looks. Here is my horse Bozza, who at this point has been in quite a number of my videos. I planned to go on a trail ride that day, but it ended up being really windy and Bozza was acting a little spooky, so we decided to go for a walk instead, which is something he always enjoys. In case anyone wanted to see some riding footage, I did end up filming some on a different day, but sadly it's awfully shaky. Here are a few more clips from our walk. And here is Bozza in all his cheeky glory trying to eat the camera. Thursday was a filming day. Unfortunately, I put off filming my outfit until it was evening and already dark outside, so the lighting was horrendous. This was the best I could do. Yikes! Luckily, I managed to take some improved videos a few days later to better show my clothes. I wore this tailored grey jacket with a utility look to suit the wartime theme of my video, a green fabric belt, and the skirt was actually a brown wool dress I sewed a couple of years ago using a vintage pattern. I wore this outfit for most of the day, except when playing with ice, where I wore Tuesday's outfit again, and despite being a little on the cold side, it was practical enough for all the morning's tasks. In the afternoon, I filmed some of my wartime beauty video, which was what I planned the outfit around. Here are all the crazy ingredients I featured. It was a lot of fun to film. And that was Thursday. My ensemble on Friday was a case of, this looked a lot better in my head. I wore a black woolen skirt with a white knitted sweater. Here's a detail shot of my vintage pin. This wasn't a terrible outfit, but since it was very cold, I wore too many layers underneath, which made it look bulky and ruined the line of the garments. And as for the purple tights, well, I was freezing. An occasional part of the day's look was this apron in a red patterned cotton, because I spent a lot of time baking in preparation for the evening. I'll share more about that later. I made banana muffins and a chocolate slice. At night I attended a winter lights festival, for which I of course needed another outfit. I wore black leather Oxford-style heels, this wonderful brown princess-cut winter coat with the most glamorous fur collar, a black veiled hat, and velvet gloves with cute fur cuffs. Underneath, I wore the skirt and sweater from earlier, making this a rare, true vintage outfit. The lights on display were gorgeous and very interesting, even though they did give me vertigo. Here I am, enjoying the view while standing next to someone's half-eaten hot dogs. Not the worst company. Saturday was a normal day at home. I was too tired to curl my hair the previous night, so I had to settle for braids. The day's outfit was a casual combination of a navy blue button-up sweater and my favorite brown slacks. I wear this outfit quite often in the wintertime. The sweater has colorful patterns on the sleeves and pocket, which I've always found rather wintry, if that's a word. I don't have much to say about my slacks. They're vintage and probably the most worn item in my wardrobe. It turned out to be an unusually sunny day, which is how I got away with wearing such a light outfit. It was so warm that I didn't even need to wear a jacket outside. Naturally, on such a lovely day, everybody simply had to be outdoors to enjoy the sunshine. My daily chores felt a lot less tedious and I was in cheerful spirits. Here is another look at my outfit, including gumboots this time in improved outdoor lighting. In the afternoon, my sister and I took the dogs for a walk, a fun end to a fantastic day. A day out made Sunday the perfect opportunity to dress up a little and wear something on the nicer side for a change. I wore a pair of plain black leather pumps, this marvelous red wool suit, a black sweater underneath, a long coat in navy blue, and my black felt beret. What can I say? I simply adore that suit. It's awfully extravagant and makes me feel like I'm a socialite from 1948. My coat is true vintage from, I believe, the 1930s, and although it has a lot of damage on the inside, it's very elegant looking and kept me wonderfully warm for the day's activities. After coffee and cake at my favorite German restaurant, mittendrin in Avondale, I watched my brother ice skate. I, of course, couldn't join thanks to my vestibular issues. But don't you worry, I had my fun too. Despite only spectating, I was so terribly tired when I got home that I immediately changed into my pajamas and went to bed. I later found out that this was because I had just caught the flu. But never mind. Here are those pajamas as my last outfit of that week. They're the opposite of vintage since I got them brand new as a birthday present, but they have an old-fashioned look and are just too cute. Besides, I have yet to own any vintage nightwear warm enough for winter nights. My slippers, however, are vintage, which I inherited from my grandmother and wear constantly. And that's my week of vintage-inspired winter outfits. Bye for now!